called into the game. Of the things we need to do, we need to get wins, new wins, on the Ironclad, on the Silent, and on the Defect. We also need to get the last unlock for the Defect for cards. It can be done on Ascension or on a basic standard run. Tonight we're going to start with the Ironclad, because Ironclad is actually the most difficult character class to play in the game, despite being very, very easy. So, let's get started. Starting off with a hard question. Do we take a random boss relic and trade for Burning Blood, which is usually a fun way to start, but not a consistent way to win? Or do we take the random card or the plus health? I'm going to take the card. And we get Bludgeon. Ha! Pretty high damaging. So make this an interesting run. Per my strats, I'm going to try to guide myself into as many events as possible, while trying my best to avoid bad situations. So, we're going to take this path here. What we need to do is get striked, so we can start having a consistent hand. So let's take for some AoE. Hopefully I have my bludgeon in one of these hands, and I don't. And then we finish bludgeoned. Strike, rather. Shrug it off will be important. Uppercut's going to be important. Let's take the defense for now. Alright, take the free gold so we can take the upcoming shop. From here, some extra draw will be important, just so we can pull the cards that we have. This configuration here is interesting to me. If I go this way, I get a fire. Well, I get 2 fires, a shop, and an enemy encounter. And if I go this way, I still get an enemy encounter, 2 fires, and a shop, but it will put me on a better path, because I want to path over here, because I don't want to take that shop, because that shop's going to set me into back-to-back elites, and as much as I'd love to take that, I would much rather have chances with back-to-back upgrades, because I want to upgrade Battle Trance, and I also want to upgrade the Bludgeon. I also want to upgrade the Shrug It Off, but I can do that later, down the line. Essentially, I'm trying to get here. I want these 3 events. So, I'm going to take this path. Take this early shop here. Get rid of the strike. Replace it with Flash of Steel, which is plus draw, so it doesn't change much. Then we take the fire. First thing we should upgrade is Battle Trance to get the plus 4 draw. Take no more card. Actually, we could take Seeing Red because it'll exhaust itself out of the hand. So I will take that just for the energy cost. Next upgrade will be Shrug It Off, because it needs to give me higher block, because I need double number block. This path here we're going to take is going to take us into the elite. Whetstone's nice, because it gives me more upgrades. Last upgrade is Bludgeoned. Now we're dealing 42 damage. That's an entire new 10. Which comes in handy, because I can now one-shot one of these guys. Pull out the Battle Trance. It ends up pulling Flash of Steel, which is okay. Burn off the card. And I want to target the lower cards. So I want to target this one in the back. I should have used Bash before that, but it wouldn't have applied the damage to begin with. Let me crow up the top and we block. Likely I'm going to pull blood from this hand. I want to use it on this one. I didn't. So we're going to end up blocking here. And then striking twice. Oh no, actually no. I want to fully block as much as possible. Since I couldn't one-shot him. Flash of Steel. Block. Strike. Since I'll heal back the damage anyways. Shrug It Off. Strike twice. I'll protect him for the next round. Since I pulled it here, I can use it on this one. Then he'll just put more dazes in the deck. Bring the dazes out of the deck again. Spend full turn attacking. Relatively safe on this clear. Pull out the next card. And dead. I like this item after I tested it a couple of days ago. I get gold every single time I go into a new floor, but I no longer gain it if I pay at a shop. So it's free gold generation that I can use later. It's very powerful. And it's going to come in handy because I'm going to have a lot of things to do. I'm going to need a little bit more removal to get rid of these strikes and these defends. Potentially, I want to get the deck down to just everything that was added. So to do that, and also upkeep my damage, I'm going to take Rampage. Take this opportunity to get rid of Strike. Find some gold. Have to fight another set, which is fine. Use this one to one-shot one completely. Battle Trance. Take the block. Use the Rampage. Along with seeing red for more energy. Pull out the strike just cause. We'll take the damage to head because we'll heal later. One shot this one. Battle strike against. And finish the fight. Pen Nib is a great pickup here, but I can't take any of these cards. Actually, no, that's not true. I can take Barricade. I can work with Barricade. Tiny chest. And since I got that item, I can actually take Barricade here. Well, what I should do is I should upgrade Rampage so that it starts increasing the damage by 8. 5, however, is not horrible, but it could do better. But I need to upgrade the Barricade since I have low energy. Going into Hexaghost, the most important thing I want to do is set myself up. But the best thing that I can do here is just use the Bludgeon out of hand. Because what I want to do is I want to bash and then Rampage. Because this is in my hand, I should put damage on target. Now that Barricade's up, all the excess block that I'm going to have is going to go to grid use. So, we are going to Flash of Steel, Rampage, Shrug it off, and then defend. Throw out the Bludgeoned. Pull out the Flash of Steel. Pull up the Shrug. Put up the Battle Trance, just cuz. Because I want to keep cycling my cards so I can get back to Rampage as quick as possible. Pull out Battle Trance again. Flash of Steel. Rampage. Pen Nib will deal more damage with this Enhanced Strike. And we block. You can take the Shrug it off here, but I want to kill him faster. We should be able to kill him before he gets to Inflame. Bash. Flash. Rampage, and he's down. Offering would be useful, but I don't need it. Because ultimately, I will upgrade that to get 5 cards if I took it. Feed helps by increasing our health. Juggernaut sounds nice, because it gives us AoE damage. But I have to ask myself what kind of deck I want to build here. Ultimately, I think I should weigh on the side of caution and take the Juggernaut. Just because of how useful it's going to be later. Namely, it's going to go to 7. And it's going to be easy to cast because I will just have to get the energy to set and forget it. Maw Bank is doing its job along with Tiny Chest. Hopefully if we can pick up Juzu, that'd be great too. If I really wanted to make things easier for myself and really get some use out of my stuff, I'd take White Beast Statue for new potions so that every floor I can cycle these. The Tiny House is nice just because it gives me a chance to attain a card and upgrade a card and get more gold. But I want energy. So we're picking up Philostone to offset. Floor 2, we're still aiming into events. This gives me a really juicy line here. Oh god, this is really nice. But I don't think it gives me a shop here. Alternatively, I can take this path here for the shop, which will give me 2 events and then set me up for some really good pathing back into these. But I want to see where this takes me, because this gives me 5 in a line, and this gives me 3. This gives me 2 in a line plus a shop, and then leads back over into number 4, and then 5, 6. This is just 1, 2, 3, fire, 4, 5, 6, and fire. So it's a question of, do I want to take a guaranteed shop and hope that one of these events leads to something good? Quote unquote. Either way, I need to hope that 10% kicks itself in. So we're going to take this path here and take the 2 fights. I also need to upgrade this Seeing Red as soon as possible so I can get 2 instead of 1. First things first, we're going to cast Bludgeoned and use a Strike. We're also going to either Strike and Rampage or Defend. Since I have a small deck, I'm going to get back to that other card very quickly. I should have used Juggernaut before I used my block. We're going to cleave so we can drop his health low. I'm going to look for the Bludgeoned and then use the Bludgeoned. We're going to get rid of Brew because we don't need it. Entrench is a good pickup for this deck, since I'm going to now be stacking my defense high. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to double my defense, and then we're going to use Rampage, and then Strike. Can't really do much here to increase this, because if I don't get Seeing Red off this Shrug It Off, I have to cast Barricade here. And then I can cast Juggernaut and that. So first, let's cast Juggernaut. That doesn't help me. So we're just going to take that. Let Barricade go to the wind. I'll take the damage to head and cast the Bludgeon. Throw out Flash of Steel because I can't get its effect if I use the card first. Throw up Seeing Red. Cast Barricade. Let's use 2 defense cards and cleave. And then Rampage, or Bludgeoned. Next card. Body Slam upgrade is good, because we're going to be using block damage soon. We get a chance to transform a card here. I am going to transform a Strike. We get a Spot Weakness. Not bad, not good. Already coming into play. Spot the Weakness. Kill the Mystic as quickly as possible. I could bash here, but I'm not going to. Instead, well, actually, no. Yes, I can. Now we block here. Deal enough damage to kill him off with Pen Nib. Take the damage to the head. Cast Seeing Red. Juggernaut. Defend. And strike. And cleave. Pull this out. Spot Weakness to gain 3. Which gives this just enough to kill you. I don't need any more cards at this point. I need to start losing cards. Alright, we are at a shop. 50% discount on all products would come in handy. But I also will get the ability here to get Matryoshka and the card removal. So, let's take Matryoshka, which is going to turn off Ma Bank. Take the card removal to get rid of a strike. And looking at Good Instincts as a pickup to add more block to deck as a 0 cost is great. But, again, adding cards when I'm trying to remove cards, not good. Overall, it is what it is. There's not much I can really do there. If I think about it, I could probably move something around and then hope to remove cards later, but there's no guarantee that I'll get MP Cage. So it is what it is. So we'll just leave that there. Also, exhausting cards. I only have 1 card that gets exhausted. So, we're going to leave that. Bloodletting would be nice for the fact that it gets energy. Plus, we can upgrade it so that it gets 2. But we already have the energy card that we need. So, at this fire, we're going to take the time. Upgrade Seeing Red. Now we get the +2 off its use. Continue on to the next event. Ancient Writing. That guarantees we get rid of the last card that we need to get rid of. Now we can start focusing on getting rid of defense, because they're not great cards. Pick up Ornamental Fan. Every time I play 3 attacks, you gain 4 block. It's going to come in handy with survival. Take the chest. Self-forming clay. Smiling Mask now gets us card removals guaranteed. Great to pick up this now. Move on to the next event. In this situation, shrug it off first. Bludgeoned helps weaken these guys up. And then Body Slam at 11 to set up the next one. So we will barricade here. Then we will defend. And then entrench. Take whatever damage I get to head. Flash of Steel card. Battle Trance. Seeing red. We're going to use Juggernaut. Then use Bludgeoned. No way to really deal with him. So we shrug it off. Flash of Steel. Bash. Defend and defend. This deals 39. Yeah. No more cards to take. Get jaxed, transform 2 cards, or gain a special relic. In this situation, this would give me +3 strength at the start of a turn. But what I want is I want to get more defense cards that are better. So let's transform 2 defense. I pick up and place double tap and fire breathing. Not the greatest. In terms of upgrade, I can upgrade double tap, which is good. Snake Plant's going to be a little bit difficult of an enemy to deal with. Let's spot weakness. Let's bash, Juggernaut, and cleave. I don't have any defense, so I'm going to take, what, 16, 8, 16, 21? I'm bad with the numbers. Small numbers, not large numbers. In this situation, we just use the blood potion and then use bludgeon to finish the fight quickly. Wonderful here. We shrug it off. That gives us another better defense card. Let's use double tap to use bludgeoned twice on him. Then use that to gain some block. Battle Trance. Barricade, and then shrug it off twice, along with Flash of Steel. Use that. Juggernaut. Let him kill himself on bleed. Get a regen potion. I don't need a second barricade, and the rest of this is not really great, since I don't want to exhaust any of my cards here. We're coming up on... I forgot what this boss is called. But we're coming up on a minion generating boss. I don't have that great of AoE. And I don't think there's anything else I need to upgrade here, except for Shrug It Off. So we're going to rest. Get back to close health as possible. Ah yes, the Collector. It's a good thing that we get Barricade on the start here, so we can actually start getting some charges up. because the more, the better. In this situation, we're going to take Juggernaut, put this up quickly, and also use Fire Breathing, because we're going to need some serious AoE for this fight. In this situation, I'm going to use the Regen Potion, and I'm going to use this to deal damage to get rid of the Torch Head, because those things are going to add up a lot of damage quickly. We're going to flash a steel on the Torch Head. We're going to see red. Then we're going to Battle Trance. We're going to throw out the Bludgeon on the Collector. Shrug it off. And then Cleave. And then we're going to Entrench. The Entrench is important because it's going to help give us Body Slam. We're going to spot weakness. We're going to use this to get our double. We're going to flash a steel twice here so that we get pulled cards. Then we're going to shrug it off. We're going to double tap again. And we're going to deal this damage directly to the boss. He takes 82 to face, increased to 86. Next again, Battle Trance once more. Spot weakness. Flash of Steel. Shrug it off. A straight defend card. Entrench. It gives us enough defense to survive the round. Now again, Battle Trance. Shrug it off. In this situation, we're going to Cleave. Then we're going to double... Actually, no. That was a mistake. I should have used Spot Weakness before double tap. Well, either way, we're going to double tap. And then we're going to use Rampage. Flash of Steel. Shrug it off. Battle Trance. Spot Weakness. Double tap. Entrench. And we go for the kill. As you can see, this deck gets very powerful very fast. Black archetypes are very hard to also keep consistently, since they are fueled by cards. It's very important to have cards, but it's also very important to have energy. To that note, on this situation, we have a choice. Since we do not have but 2 cards, Pandora's Box would be a mistake. However, they really did help buff this item, because it used to be transform all cards. But this time it only transforms strikes and defends. However, we're looking at Busted Crown and Orrery. In the deck that we have, there is 2 cards I'm missing. I'm missing Armaments to make everything stronger, and I'm missing Flame Barrier. Flame Barrier is a 2 cost, and I just said the word. Flame Barrier 2 cost, and Armaments is a 1 cost. I need to have that 1 cost upgraded, but I also want more energy, so I can cast all of my spells in one go. I want to have above at least 4, mainly 5, so I can cast Barricade plus Juggernaut and a block in the same turn. If I take Busted Crown, I get my energy, and I can still be able to pick up at a shop the other cards that I need if I find them, or if I get them in a card selection battle. If I take Orrery, I'm still going to be reliant upon seeing red to get my combos going. But it's doable. So it's the difference between consistency and convenience. Those are the choices I have here. I feel like taking Orrery to take the chance to search now. So I'm going to do that. And all I'm looking for here is extra block cards. And Flame Barrier. So there's two Shrug-It-Offs. I'll take this one. Those two, these two, technically these three. These three are going to become the basis of my block generators. These are going to get removed. And now our job is to just survive. We're coming up on the time meter, which is great because we won't have to spend that much time generating block stacks. In this situation, we're going to take a path that puts us on as many question marks as possible, but also gives us a chance to do some good. I really, really, really want to take this direct shop here, but I also don't want to lose these two events. But desperate times, desperate measures. Nice. That was the correct choice. A little bit difficult to manage, but I should be fine once I get those cards out of deck. There we go. Flash of Steel. Shut off. Shot weakness is good. And then we cleave twice. There's armaments, but I don't want to put it in the deck now. Whew, this is actually a nice event. It's essentially an orrery that gives me a chance to get a lot of colorless cards. That will be helpful. But it's still risky because it adds cards to my deck. Really what I'm looking for is I'm looking for more Flash of Steels. Let's go for it. Let's see here. We got zero cost Pansia. We are on the 3rd floor, and I don't think there are any buffs that this boss deals to me. That'll be annoying. So let's take deep breath. Flash Steel. Madness is good because it reduces a card to 0. Panic Button is great because it's a panic button to give defense. But Jack of all trades is very good to add a random card that I could use. Honestly, the better choice here, though, is to take Madness. Because Madness gets upgraded to a 0 cost. If I take this path, I can still go up here through these question marks. Plus, I have to take a fight against an enemy anyways. Let's take a fight against them all. It's Barricade. And Juggernaut. Deep Breath. Body Slam. That'll give me my pen nib. And we seeing red. Fire breathing. And then we'll trench again. And we'll rampage. Flash Steel. Shrug it off. Let's see what card it does. Well, actually, no, there's an easier way to do this. It's going to do one of these cards. Okay. I would have rathered it have been the bludgeoned, but I can deal with that. Alright, deep breath. It off. Hold the cards. Shrug it off. Shrug it off. Trench. Body Slam. Another seeing red would actually be okay here. If only because it'll give me more mana to deal with. Since it's almost guaranteed I won't get another energy card. Sundial would be a great pickup if I can get it from an elite. I don't think it will. We have enough draw power. Let's take the chance. Ooh, Apotheosis. Welcome to the party. We're definitely picking up Apotheosis here. So let's get rid of this. Apotheosis is in the deck now. Stalling a Dratus card. Gain 1 draw. Is there any enemy on this floor that puts statuses in my deck other than double Orb Blocker? No. I don't think so. So that makes us infinitely stronger, because we no longer need to use fires after this. So we can now rest. Battle Trance. I don't want to use any cards that I don't need to until I have to. So we're going to take Barricade, shrug it off. We're going to use the Flash of Steel, and then we're going to entrench. Let's go Seeing Red. Shrug it off. Spot Weakness will give me not enough. Yeah, it's not enough to kill. This should be 8 plus 50. That'll be 50. You die. Apotheosis. Shut it off. Let's use all of this so that I can use this on double tap. It doesn't help since that does that in that order, but I want to have that used. Right, Seeing Red, Flash of Steel, Flash of Steel again, never not, Battle Trance, shrug it off, Rampage, now it's just a matter of sourcing the cards around. And now he's dead. I do not want to put Whirlwind into the deck, simply because my power is not dictated by strength right now. Normally in a deck you take it for AoE clear, but I do not need it since I have Juggernaut, or Cleave, or the Flashes of Steel. So we're going to pass it up, since it would limit the deck. We're going to rest to get our health back, and we're back on the trail. Ooh boy, Runic Decadahedron's not going to be in play half this time, because there's no way that I can protect my health at all times. But if I can keep it up, I'll have extra energy for the time being. Meanwhile, Bottle Tornado. Start with Barricade on every hand. Yes, please. Go into the Potions Lab. Fruit Juice is going with us. We will have to leave behind Liquid Bronze. Seeing Red. Deep Breath. Barricade's getting used. Defense is getting used. Let's use Madness on the shrug it off. Get Apotheosis. Use Fruit Juice. Do I survive with this up into the next area? Not unless I use this block. So I will use it. Shrug it off. Double Flash of Steel on the explosive. Fire Breathing to compensate. Shrug it off again. Plus Thorns on Bludgeoned. Or excuse me, Thorns on the Spiker. With Body Slam on the Spiker. We're going to Bash and Cleave to get rid of the Exploder. Shrug it off. Not really much we can do with that. Let the daisies burn themselves out. Still not a lot, again, we can do with that. I don't think these guys attack anymore, unless they changed how the intents work on them. They're just going to keep dumping a lot of daisies into the deck. So 1 days left. Okay, they do attack. Hopefully I just wasn't stuck on a loop there. Alright, and then he dies. Feel no pain. What exhausts in this deck other than those cards? Madness exhausts. Seeing Red exhausts. That's 3 cards? That's not worth it for Feel No Pain. Now that we're rested up, we can take this opportunity to upgrade cards that need it. Namely, I want to upgrade Fire Breathing and Madness, and Seeing Red. Only if because it's going to be important. However, with Apotheosis in the deck, what I should upgrade is my powers. This is also giving me a lot of AoE damage. So it's a question between, do I want 7 block, or 7 damage on every block, or 5 damage to a random enemy and guaranteeing that I put up Fire Breathing. But in the long term of things, Juggernaut's going to be more important for that. Hello, Sundial. How are you, my friend? So we have Sundial now, because this is every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, you gain energy. And if you read here, Deep Breath automatically shuffles the discard pile into the draw pile. Plus, every time I shuffle this draw pile, which is to say, I put things back into it and reshuffle it entirely, is going to give me more energy draws and pulls, since I have a massive amount of pull. Sadly, this guy is going to make it hard for me to do things. So we're going to pop the energy here. We're going to shrug it off first. We're going to spot weakness. We're going to bludgeon. And we're going to rampage. We're going to pass both those up since I'm going to take damage to the head anyways. Then, we shrug it off. Seeing Red. We're going to burn. We're going to use the defend first, so that Madness gets used on Entrench. So it becomes 0 cost. So that we can hit the Spire Growth for a lot. Then we Fire Breathing. Flash of Steel. Deep Breath. Flash of Steel twice. Shrug it off. Shrug it off. Body Slam twice. Dead. Not really much chance or use to Havoc, because there's no way I can control what card goes to the top of my deck. So, to get Decadehedron back online, we will rest. Time Warp is going to be a bitch here, because ultimately, he's just going to keep getting more and more strength off of the use of my cards. So we're going to open with Barricade used first. We're going to see Red. We're going to use that again. And we're going to get ourselves some damage online, because he's going to heal once in the middle of this fight. That's going to trigger the first reset, which hit me hard. Flash of Steel, Fire Breathing, Deep Breath. As you see, we use a lot of cards very quickly. Next card used is going to be used in 3. So let's Battle Trance to hope that I pull Entrench, and I did. Shrug it off. Actually, no. Entrench. And then body slam. Double tap does nothing here. Seeing red does nothing here. Spot weakness can't be used here. There's his heal. Deep breath. Flash of Steel. Shrug it off. Bludgeoned. Hopefully I pull Seeing Red, and I do. Entrench. Body Slam. Then, because it gave me +1, Rampage. He dies in the next 2 turns if I pull attacks. He can also die right now. Actually, no, he can't die right now. Let's spot weakness to give myself some strength, because I will survive this. And then we flash Steel. And he dies here. 5106 is really bad, considering that I know what I'm doing, but moving quickly is not as important as explaining what I'm doing. That's the first win down. We get Mystery Machine for traveling to 15+ event rooms. Overkill for dealing more than 99 damage. Speedster, since it's under 60 minutes. And we didn't really steer ourselves into elites on this one. We needed block cards, and that's what we got from the events that we went to. That's the most important thing that we had, since we didn't have an over-aggressive deck. And that's the first rundown for unlocking the red key.